Welcome to the Fighting's Final, everybody. I am your host, Mike Laro. Not the way we wanted to end it, not after being up 5-0. This game is on Rob Thompson. That's it, plain and simple. You do not let your starter sit around and give up 6 runs in 1 inning. Sorry, not sorry. There was no mound visits. There was no pitching coaches coming out. You do not leave your starting pitcher who was faltering. You seen he was having a bad inning. You should have went and did something to slow it down. Send Caleb Cotman out there to talk to him. Do something. This game is on Rob Thompson. Your team goes out and puts up 5 home runs. They're up 5-0 in this game. There's no way in hell you guys lose this game. No way. And the Phillies did not have a loss going into this game until tonight. For the most part, after Jose Luzardo got out of there, for the most part, the Phillies pitchers, relief pitchers did okay, except for the guys in the later innings, but they wouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been in there anyway. Phil's fall tonight, 9-8. Boston went 9 runs, 7 hits. That's right. They scored 9 runs on 7 hits. And in that 6th inning, they scored 6 runs on 2 hits. So this game to me is all on Rob Thompson. All on Rob Thompson tonight. He gets the blame. Later on, your $20 million players need to hit the damn ball. You don't need Bryce Harper striking out. You don't need Castellanos hitting into a fielder's choice. I mean, you got to give me a break with this. Like, seriously, these guys got has Castellanos had a winning? Has he had a meaningful hit all year? I mean, again, 5 home runs for the Phillies tonight. Nice to see Bryson Stott get off the schneid. Congratulations to him. He is a new daddy. His wife giving birth earlier this morning. So congratulations to him. This game tonight, guys, was just I'm sorry. I am just livid at this game tonight. Like, if you're looking at the Phillies, I mean, they used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They used 8 pitchers tonight. So I guess he kind of emptied the tank knowing that they're going to be going to New York on Friday. So let's go ahead. Again, 5 innings pitched. That last inning for Luzardo was just bad. And I felt like Rob Thompson just let him sit out there and try to let him work through it. Like, do something, man. Do something. Jordan Romano had a good outing. Only didn't give up nothing. Had 2 strikeouts. Tanner Banks also had 2/3 of an inning. Did okay. Strom and Kirkering did good. Even Max Lazar did well as well. So, again, you're looking at Seth Johnson not had a good outing tonight. So, he gave up 2 hits and a run. But this team, I don't know, man. It's going to be hard for October. I don't know what kind of magic Dave's going to try and pull, but Jesus God. And can Max Kepler get a damn hit? Kepler tonight, 0 for 5. 0 for 5 tonight. Like, I had no faith that he was going to do anything once he came in. Johan Rojas, who sat on the bench and was cold as ice, came in and drove in a run in this bottom of 11th inning. No more with this. And I'll tell you another thing, too, I didn't agree with either. You don't take Kyle Schwarber out of this lineup, no matter what. You don't take Schwarber out. You let him run. I mean, come on. Man, we got some comments in here tonight, and usually I go through kind of a blow-by-blow of what happened in this game. More or less, bottom of the second, the Phils would strike first, putting up a run. That ain't right, because they hit a 2-run homer. They had a 2-run home run in this game. I know that for a fact because I've seen it. It was a 2-run home run in the first inning. Let me see these box. Let me see the summary of this game here. I hate when they do that because you go down the list here. Bottom of the first. Trey Turner hits a single, leads off the game for the Phillies. Schwarber hits a Schwarbomb, and the Phillies are up 2-1 or 2-0. I'm sorry. Foul right behind him. Excuse me. Foul right behind him. Bryce Harper. He goes yard. They go back to back. Phil's up 3-0 in the end of the first inning. Wouldn't score again until the bottom of the third when Nick Castellanos would go deep. And he would hit a home run to left field, giving the Phillies a 4-0 lead. Bryson Stott would go deep, bottom of the fourth, putting the Phillies up 5-0, 5-0. Top of the fifth, it all falls apart. Ref Schneider would he would walk, and Yoshida would score, cutting the lead 5-1. Jarren Duran, he would draw a walk, and then Rafaela would score, cutting the lead 5-2 in the top of the fifth. And Romy Gonzalez would come up and just clear the bases off of Jesus Luzardo. In his defense, I will say there was questionable umpiring. I know at Maddie's going to. By the way, the final word with Maddie B will be following me as soon as I am done here. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Maddie will be on. I'm pretty sure he'll call it a homerism of mine. I don't care. The way it's explained to me is that if any part of that ball touches the line, it's a strike, and they screwed the Phillies in that inning. I don't care what anybody says. At least two different batters should have been called out on strikes. So, yeah, I'm not caring about that. To me, he should have been out of the inning. But, again, I blame Thompson. Not once, not twice, not three times did you walked four batters in that inning. Like, I wouldn't have let him get to two. Like, you walk in a run, you're going out there to talk to him. Not sending JT Realmuto out there to talk to him. You're sending the pitching coach out to talk to him. It's like Thompson looked lost and didn't know what to do. So anyway, it would be that would end that inning. The Red Sox would be up 6-5 on the Phillies, and that would stay until the bottom of the eighth, when out of nowhere, JT Realmuto would smoke a ball to dead center field off of Aroldis Chapman, tying this game up at 6. It would stay that way until the 10th inning. 10th inning, they would Trevor Story would hit a double, and Jarrett Duran would score, giving the Red Sox the lead 7-6. Bottom 10, Kyle Schwarber would hit a single, and Bryson Stott would come in to score, tying the game at 7. It would stay at 7 until the top of the 11th inning, where Carlos Nieves, the catcher, would hit a home run. And I'm sorry, that wasn't a home run either. That should have been a ground rule double. It hit you literally see the fans leaning over. So if they're not there and they don't touch the ball, it's going to hit that top of that fence, which I know of in years past that was in play. That fence was not a home run. You have to clear that fence. So I guess the Boston fan and the Phillies fan going for the ball, you clearly see. I didn't think it was a home run just by where they were and how they were leaning over. The fence was right behind it. That fence is in. So I don't know how they looked at it and said it's a home run. So, but either which way, Boston would go up 9-7, and that would stay like that until the bottom of the eighth. Johan Rojas would single in Bryce Harper, cutting the lead to 9-8, and that's how it would end, folks, because Max Kepler stinks and he struck out. So, and I'm a little grumpy. I've been up since 3 o'clock. I've been up since 1:45 this morning because I had to work early today. So, yeah, and I had to stay up and watch this exciting game. To watch Max Kepler do nothing. And I think this should be his last game. He should be DFA'd tomorrow. You have Weston Wilson up here. There's no need to keep him up here. Throw Weston Wilson in left field, and let's call it a day. So this is how I'm feeling tonight after this game. It was a winnable game. Now the Phillies drop out of first place, I do believe. I do believe they are now out of first because of the Mets sweeping those Anaheim Angels who we couldn't beat at all. So yes, the Phillies are now in second place in the they're in second place in National League East, a half game behind the Mets. Only good thing is the Mets got to go to the Mets are on their way to San Francisco. They start a weekend set with those Giants. So, and the Phillies have the Yankees. So that should be a pretty good one coming up this weekend. Guys, let's get into your comments right now. Herbie checking in. Where's he at? Okay. It says, yet again, he says, yet again, Rob Thompson shows why he's incompetent manager. 4 walks, no visit to the mound, and not one up in the bullpen. Again, Luzardo is his victim. Then the bullpen choices he plans to use. I'm not going to get on him about that, Hubert. I'm not going to get on him about how he did it. I would like to stop seeing Strom in the 9th. I would like to see him more in the 7th. I'd like to give Kirkering a shot to try to close it out. Mickey checking in saying, hey, everyone. He said he took Kyle Schwarber out, replaced by Weston Wilson. Yeah, he belongs in the unemployment line, him and Wilson. Well, unfortunately, they ain't calling up Crawford anytime soon, so right now you're going to get stuck with Weston Wilson. Circus Thompson, it's so bad, it's pathetic. This one was definitely on him. This one I agree with wholeheartedly. In that 11th inning, I'm sorry, when Bryce Harper got moved over to third, Castellanos has got to do something else other than, I'm sorry, when he's up, Castellanos has got to do something else other than ground it to shortstop. I'm sorry. Boom. He said him and Marsh can't defend a plate. They're forced to bat and hope. Yeah, well, I'm listen, between Marsh, Kepler, they can all leave tomorrow, and I'll drive them to the airport. He said the Phillies had not blown a 5-0 lead at home at CBP until Rob Thompson showed them how to do it. Listen, you want to get on Thompson about not taking out Luzardo, but kind of scale back a little bit. Like, Thompson's not up there hitting. Thompson's not Bryce Harper striking out in the 10th inning. Okay, when he has a chance to drive in and get on base and drive in runs. Okay, that's not Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson's not Castellanos trying to hit a ball to shortstop when you got a guy on second base. Okay, that's not Rob Thompson. Okay, JT Realmuto, who tied the game up. No, it's not him swinging at a ball, right at his knees inside in the 11th inning when you're trying to come back. Okay, no, that's not Rob Thompson. Thompson's to blame for the mental breakdown in the 4th inning or 5th inning. That's his fault. Yes, you can definitely blame him for that, but you can't blame him for the way these guys swung the bats. Your middle of your lineup, okay, 3, 4, 5. Come on. I mean, they jumped all over Luis Giolito. They jumped all over him. But once Boston got him out of there, it was like they were struggling. They fell asleep for about a good 3 innings or so. I mean, just go back and look at their numbers. I'm looking at their box score right now. They put up 3 in the first, nothing in the second, nothing in the 5th, nothing in the 6th, nothing in the 7th, nothing in the 9th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 innings. They didn't put nothing up. Boston had literally 3 good innings tonight. The 5th, they scored 1 in the 10th and 2 in the 11th. Phillies had a chance to win that game. They didn't do it. And now they're sitting out of first place. Joey Camp says, I absolutely agree. Rob was asleep. Joe Hale says, horrible loss. Yeah, it was a bad one. I'll tell you that one. Jesus was doing good in the beginning. Star Wars, you are 1,000% right. And I'll tell you what, it's crazy. Barbara checking in. She said Bregman didn't even play. LOL. Red Sox are a confused organization. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I wouldn't mind getting some of their bullpen pieces. I'll tell you what, their bullpen looked pretty darn good. Looked pretty nasty. So I wouldn't mind getting some of their bullpen pieces. Star Wars says fires Rob. He said Rojas even got a hit. Hey, look, give Rojas some credit, man. He says Max bye Max Kepler. Al, drive him to the airport. I don't want to see him up there ever again. She said, Barb saying, Mike, you're making excuses again. The Red Sox aren't a good team. Oh God, Barbara, give me a break. They're literally 6 behind Toronto. Don't tell me they're not a good team. They're 55 and 49. Don't tell me they're not a good team. Like, give me a break with that. They're right there. They're right there in for their division. They're 6 behind Toronto, but they're not a good team. They got 3 less wins than the Phillies. Like, give me a break. Don't say they're not a good team. They're right there. Jesus God, man. Sheesh. Oh. All right, there we go. I lost my way there for a second. Thompson's the most incompetent manager in the history of baseball. You know what's pretty funny? I'm waiting to see our boy Mike Papernick jump on here because this is a great time for him to be doing this. But you're right. Star Wars tonight, he really was bad. Mike, you have favorite players? Stott sucks. Do you really care about his kids? Yeah, he had a newborn today. I congratulate him. God, we can't all be cold-hearted, Barb. Jesus, God. And the guy also went 2 for 4 today. You know, I'm not going to get on Bryson Stott for his game today. He came and tried to play, not like our $20 million players. Again, look at the line score. The only guy who had more than a solo shot was Schwarber. That's it. Everybody else is all solo home runs. Like, give me a break with that. Jesus God. Schwarber, Harster, Cassidy, Stotty, then JT. Yep. 5 home runs there, Star Wars. He said Luzardo needs to go. No, I don't think he needs to go. I just think the manager's got to get a better feel for him. You know, he's been having these he had one bad inning. If you're looking at the 5 innings he pitched, the last inning he was in was the worst one he had. But he's been having a lot of those lately. And I'll tell you what, it's really kind of interesting to see where this is going to go because of how good Wheeler and Sanchez have been. Even Rangers kind of didn't look good this week. So it's really cool. I'm really interested to see who's going to be number 3. Now, we know we got Nola coming back, but you're going to put Nola at 2 and 7 in there? Barbara saying the Yankees are in free fall. They can't hit, field, or pitch. I don't want to hear excuses if the Phillies don't sweep them. I'm going to look at the pitching matchups, Barbara. But, yeah, they should. The Yankees are up, man. I think that I don't know if they were I think they were blowing the game up in Toronto tonight. They're about to get owned by Toronto, too. I think Toronto's taken like 6 out of 7 or something like that against them. So, hey, man, Yanks might not make it. And if that's the case, boy, whoo. He said, Joe Hale said JT had a big error. I'll tell you what, that pop-up, too, in the 5th inning cost them, too. Them not going after and grabbing that pop-up or not seeing that pop-up really kind of switched the momentum of the game. Mike Thompson said Luzardo was an all-star pitcher. Yeah, probably his first, 10 starts he probably would have been. He hasn't been for a while. I would disagree with that statement, Barbara. I mean, he was good early on, and then he started tipping his pitches. Kepler have no room to be in this lineup. No, Star Wars, you're right. I think the Phillies are going to DFA him. I really do. I think because you're not going to get nothing for him. So, he said, but if the catcher sees the catcher should have went to the mound to talk it. to slow him down. Yeah, Mickey, you're right. You are right with this. He said the Phillies are tied with the Mets. No, they're not, Joe. They're not tied with the Mets. They are a half game behind the Mets. They were a half game in front. The Phillies lost. The Mets won. They jump a half game ahead. So Al says Jesus to the pen in October. I don't know, man. If they won, Thompson would have been a genius. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Al. I mean, you got to blame Thompson on this one. I mean, you watched that fifth inning. Like, I was screaming at my television. I'm like, somebody go out there. You could see the guy. You could see Luzardo got rattled because he was not getting those calls, which, by the way, the umpiring sucked tonight. And I know Matty's going to go all over it because he's an umpire, and I don't care. Like, if Matty says if it touches the box, it's a strike. Well, guess what? A few of those were half in and half out, and even the national commentators were saying that this dude was off tonight. He sucked for both teams. There was a couple strikeouts that Luzardo got early on, too. I kind of scratched my head. But that umpiring's horrible, and they need to do something. He said, I'm seeing a trend here. Really? What trend are you seeing, buddy? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to give you the Broad Street bottom line. My Broad Street bottom line is this. Phillies didn't hit when they needed to. They got cocky. They jumped up 5-0, and they thought this game was over. Okay? And your manager did not. My bottom line is this game is on Rob Thompson. That fifth inning, Rob Thompson should have done something to go out there when he saw his starting pitcher giving up 4 walks. I'm sorry. This loss is on Rob Thompson. If he stops the bleeding in that fifth inning, Phillies win this game. And he didn't do it. So, for me, this game's on Rob Thompson. And coming up next now, guys, we're going to round the bases real quick. And then I'm going to try to get you guys over to Matty B because I know he's ready for his for the final word. So let me get you around the bases. Alrighty, guys, in D.C. earlier today, it was the Reds 5, the Nationals nothing. In Miami, it was the Marlins 3, the Padres 2. In Atlanta, it was the Giants 9, the Braves 3. In Pittsburgh, it was the Pirates 6, the Tigers 1. Tigers are kind of cooled off a little bit. Up in Flushing, it was the Mets 6, the Angels 3. It was the Royals in Wrigley today, doubling up the Cubs 8-4. The Rockies shut out the Cardinals today, 6-0 in Colorado. It was the Astros 4-3 over the Diamondbacks. Brewers all over the Seattle Mariners today, 10-2. The Los Angeles Dodgers won today, 4-3 over the Minnesota Twins. Cleveland beat Baltimore 3-2, and it was the Blue Jays 8, the Yankees 4. It was the Phillies, as you saw here earlier tonight. They lose 9-8. The White Sox beat Tampa 11-9, 20 runs in that game. Holy cow. And in Texas tonight, in Arlington, it was the Rangers 2, the Athletics 1. That is your around the bases tonight. Make sure you guys tune in because, like I said, my boy Matty B is coming up next. Make sure you check him out. He's on every Sunday through Thursday. And, of course, speaking of Thursday nights, that's right, Pat Bernard, Steve Fuentes, got you covered with all the MLS action and, of course, our Philadelphia Union. And if you can't get enough, Pat, he is on Friday nights, 10:30 for the wraparound. And, again, Sunday mornings with yours truly and Al Safiri. So make sure you guys tune in for that, guys. Coming up this weekend, Friday night, it'll be Matty B. It'll be Pat in the middle of a Matty B sandwich. That's right. Matty B will have it Friday night, and he will also have it Sunday with Pat in the middle for the Fightins final for the Yankee series. And I do think that I think they're gonna sweep the Yanks. I think the Yanks are reeling right now, and it'd be kind of good. Be kind of good because we kind of owe them from last year. They came into our house and swept us a year ago, so I think they should go ahead and do that. We keep switching spots with the Mets. Well, right now, I think the Mets have a game in hand on the Phillies, so it'll all straighten itself out. I know we have a 4-gamer with them coming up, so that'll happen. Mike Papernick checking in. What's up, Mike? He goes, my Broad Street bottom line is pinch running for Schwarber in extra innings and taking your best productive power hitter out of the lineup. Yeah, it definitely wasn't that. I didn't like that either. You don't put what I would have put Weston Wilson in for Max Kepler. I would have did that. So he says, I hope Chapman becomes a Philly. We saw what happened with Chapman, though. Chapman's given up a lot of home runs in his career. I don't want Chapman. If you're going to go out, if you're going to go get a really good closer, you make that deal with the Indians and you go get Stephen Kwan in Class A and you put them in your lineup. And I think you'll be just fine. Although, even though Matty B doesn't like this, but too, I wouldn't mind Cedric Mullins either. Cedric Mullins can hit. He can hit. So, yeah. I read the same thing, Mike. They're kind of holding pat. They had a blockbuster, man, on the table for that Jarrett Duran, and I think they might be moving him if the Buck's up right, man. But it should be good. It's a week from Friday, man. A week from Thursday. We got about 8 days left before this thing gets real, guys. Joe says, I want Miller from Oakland. Everybody wants Mason Miller, dude. But the problem is, you're not going to have Crawford. You're not going to have Miller. You're not going to have Painter and Abel and whoever else they want to send out there because that's what you're going to need to send out there to get him. And they'll probably want to throw, what's his name, Rooker to first baseman in. So, all right, guys, make sure you tune in. Matter of fact, just stay on the network, okay? Just stay on because coming up right now, right behind me, that's right, it's the one and only Matty B. So make sure you stick around for Matty B. He will be on. He's probably going to go over this game as well. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Without you guys, there is no us. So just to give you two more ones, Cowboy Dave Yarnell checking in. He said Bernard wouldn't be a bad choice to get the trade deadline. Just saying. No, he wouldn't. And I'll tell you what, I like Santana too, also from Pittsburgh, Dave. I think Santana's the better pitcher than Bernard, but I would still try to get either one of those guys. Mike, you like Buxton? I don't want to touch Buxton with a 10-foot pole, man. That dude's injury riddled. I'm good with that dude. He's only played 2 seasons and it's like 8 seasons, so I don't want to touch that dude with a 10-foot pole. Guys, thank you once again. Phillies lose 9-8. Oh, man, I got a loss. It's been a while since I got one. So I think I'm like 14-7 now. So anyway, Matty B is coming up next, guys. I will see you probably in about a couple weeks because Mike's got to do some personal stuff for the 9 to 5. So you only see me on Sundays doing P&M in the AM. So I will be back with you guys probably right around mid-August. So I will see you guys then. Until then, have a good night. Matty B coming up next.